We're back.
Right. I probably should have asked you before we started, like rather than just waiting for the music to finish, everything to drop, and then me go, "Hey, do you want to do the intro?" Yeah, go intro us in, I suppose.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the rundown. I'm Micah.
I'm Oz. I've done this because I'm supposed to be pointing at you because I'm so good. We're 2 weeks in, but I've got things I'm used to. Yes, I am Oz. That is Micah. We are the rundown. We've tried to switch things up a little bit, and it hasn't worked. Gary is concerned for your safety, Micah.
Yes, Gary. I did get home very well. It was a nice, peaceful, relaxing summer sunset drive in.
Yeah, Micah top, Oz bottom. The name of our sex tape. That is where. You're right, bro.
I wasn't ready for that.
Something tells me you didn't really watch a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I watched a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I just wasn't ready for that at all.
All good, my man. All good. Yes, we are back with another week of Britball. We've both been intrepid travelers this past weekend, getting out, seeing some of the games around the place. We've had some good live streams on. You've updated your power rankings in time.
Have been updated. So very interesting.
Where do you want to start with things?
See, let's actually.
What about if we start with BAFA themselves? Because obviously we had the AGM last week, on the weekend. A few people I spoke to who were linked up with teams and stuff, most of them had no fucking idea what was going on. Like they had no clue whatsoever that the Saturday sort of Q&A on the YouTube was going to happen.
Wait, it was on YouTube?
I think it was it YouTube or again, I didn't watch. So, but like most people, the link was sent out late. Some people didn't even get emails, notifications for it whatsoever. Got nothing. And obviously we saw the expenses report that was released, and it's just just a hemorrhaging of money. YouTube. So there we go. Dan's just mentioned YouTube.
So I wouldn't have even noticed because I was out shooting a semi-final game for someone in football, and then I had to go shoot a final season game. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have even noticed that it was actually going on. Stop.
I think Adam has probably summed it up very, very aptly. BAFA still fucking useless. Move on. They're hemorrhaging money. There's so much money being poured into the national program, yet it seems like every time there's a national game or something, it's self-funding or crowdfunding. Like where's the money going? That
doesn't really give a lot of confidence. I'll be honest, and anyone can say that I'm talking shit, but it doesn't really give a lot of confidence when it's meant to be funded, but everyone has to pay for their own flights, their sponsorship. It doesn't really make much sense. But hey, I'll wait and see what changes. Again, I'll wait. I'll wait for updates.
None. And I mean, we had all of the money that they spent on consulting fees. They still haven't found a new CEO. Cricket Pete's obviously gone. It's just the national body is just a shit show. Is the best way for me to put it.
And what the upsetting thing is that it's actually a really good setup. Like Jason Scott has.
I'm sorry if I drink.
It's all right.
If you can hear that clucking, I'm really sorry.
It's okay,
guys.
But like what Jason Scott has done with the national program has been really good. Like everyone's getting an opportunity. Everyone's getting a chance to be a part of the squad. And look at what their last two results. Like they had really good two showings. That game against France was really good. And was it Finland or Sweden was their last? Was there
Sweden? Mean Machine was a
no.
Well, no. Sorry, I got confused. It was still Sweden. I'm pretty sure
it was one of the two, and they won that one as well. Yeah. So it's like they've got really great showings, and I'm looking forward to the games in October because I'm expecting big things. Oh, Denmark.
There we go. Our Scandinavian knowledge is fucking shithouse. My excuse is I'm from the other side of the world. I don't know. So Sean's just mentioned they don't put enough time and money into finding fans outside of the sport. They post for Britball, they don't advertise, and they don't even post for Britball in a timely manner. That's the other thing. It's everything is short notice. Everything is not well advertised. It's all just like it's just dumped out. It's like, oh yeah, we got this.
But
And it's,
I agree, but it is mainly, yes, we want to see BAFA doing more promoting of games, like for big games, like for the finals, at least something massive that's going to be intrigue people in, maybe a hype video that that gets thrown around or whatever.
Mate, they'll probably spend 75 grand on a fucking hype video that looks like it was made by an 8-year-old in Microsoft Word. Like it's gonna be fucking terrible. I have no faith whatsoever in the national body for them to do anything well, even remotely. The new CEO process is going to be fucking farcical. I can see it now. It's going to be a joke, and whoever they bring in is going to have no fucking idea, and we're going to be stuck in the same merry-go-round that we've been on for the past 10 years.
I'm a wishful think. I'm an optimist. I like to look at and hopefully look at the right thing, and hopefully something good happens. And I will hope that they do select someone that knows what they're talking about and how to push this game forward. Maybe someone younger. That will probably be a better shout. That has knowledge of the game and obviously can throw things in. They can pay me.
Blue Milk TV gets paid. Yes,
but to be fair, like again, when it comes to funding, like again, Stockholm, Europe is on a different level to the UK. Let's all be honest. And
well, yeah, because they're most of them as a baseline are at least semi-professional.
And
like for the
and the coverage, coverage they have is pretty good. I feel that.
I mean, Germany in the GFL's got literal dedicated fucking football stadiums for it.
And even like Division 3, I remember when I was out there a couple years ago, even like their lowest division has like 3,000 people that go to a game. So it's again, there's things that can be done, but the product obviously needs to get a lot better for anything to really take a serious push to growing. That's the truth.
Okay, so let's take a look then at your power rankings. I think because we're gonna talk review and we're gonna move into Div 2 to start with, but people are gonna want to know about the power rankings to start. So I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna bring them in. Where are we? And then I'm gonna go let my girlfriend in because she is ringing at the door. So let me just do.
Oh boy, he's actually left. Right. So the power rankings this week, as you can see, we're gonna start from 12. Merseyside are staying at 12. We're 0-2. We have Solent Thrashers at 11, and Tamworth Phoenix and Blitz at 10 and 9. They're staying the same as they had no games this week. Well, Merseyside had a game, but yeah. Edinburgh Wolves will be bumped up to 7, going 1-1. Edinburgh Wolves, the only reason why they're above East.
I'm hiding me and you.
Oh, okay.
I've hidden me and you.
Okay. So as you can see, East Kilbride dropped down 4 places to 8. And Edinburgh Wolves have gone up by 1 spot to 7. The reason being is that Edinburgh Wolves had a better showing against Newcastle Vikings. East Kilbride did have a really bad game against them. For the new boys to be so dominant so far in their 2 games, you'd expect a bit more of a better showing, but that's the reason why.
So I want to touch on a few things here. So you've got Manchester 1, London 2. Now you've said multiple times that you think London's going to win it all. Now, is that so? I'm going to bring us back while we talk. So the reason that Manchester is 1, London's 2 is that purely because we haven't seen
London play yet. So we've just got to wait and see what happens. But again, that's next week. We will see them. I honestly didn't know God's had a girlfriend. I thought it was just him sporting his cats.
Yeah, mate. The fact, three cats. You'd think crazy cat man. So yeah, I understand. But no, I do have a girlfriend, and she was locked out. So,
but yeah, that's the reason why. Again, until they play.
I want to talk on this.
Oh, okay.
Because I was at the game.
were.
So, right. So you've bumped Newcastle up to 3.
For such a
amazing.
great showing. They've had a great showing so far.
If I'm Bristol, I'm feeling a little bit hard done by because I am an established team. I finished top 2 last year, made the playoffs, and all I've done is I've had a bye week, and you've moved a new team above me that's played 2 games, but against bottom level competition in the division. Actually no, because Newcastle did beat Edinburgh, so not bottom level competition. No. That's not fair. But Edinburgh when they played London got spanked by London, right? Bristol split the series with London, and you've now moved Newcastle. Now, I'm not saying Newcastle don't deserve to be there. I'm just saying if I'm Bristol, I'm a little bit hard done by that. We've had a bye week.
Yeah.
And you moved us down.
I'll explain why. I mentioned this yesterday as well. Anyway, to the Aztecs players and the coaches already, that the game was it was a very hard game. It was a fun game for a neutral. It was a brilliant game.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I say they've had a bye. They played yesterday. They beat Cambridgeshire. They beat Cambridgeshire and you moved them down.
But again, I can't deny the way that Newcastle have performed so far. They've definitely performed a lot better than I thought they would have. I'll be honest. But again, having all the extra uni students that have joined their ranks and their forces and seeing those uni teams play in uni ball, I couldn't not put them up at 3. So that's the reason why.
Okay. So obviously we'll have a look now at the bottom 5 teams there. So you've got East Kilbride dropping 4 because of their
very bad showing yesterday.
They're very bad. Yeah, well, the scoreline didn't reflect it. And I'll talk on that in a second. Then you've got the Blitz, Tamworth, and Solent there, 9, 10, and 11.
Merseyside doesn't change that.
And then Merseyside doesn't change. Just the whipping boys of the north at the moment. It's painful. It's painful if you're pretty much anybody. I'd say pretty much anybody below sort of maybe EKP, the Blitz. Actually, that's the thing. We've seen all we've seen from the Blitz is we saw them play Cambridgeshire and they lost a tight game. So
again, the power rankings are going to be very different. Difficult this year because I think every team has sort of stepped up. Again, Cheetahs are playing Warriors next week, so. Unfortunately,
and Newcastle has Manchester.
Newcastle have Manchester this Sunday. Cheetahs are playing Warriors next week Sunday. Okay. But at the same time, unfortunately, Cheetahs, I don't actually expect you lot to be still in 5th place when that game comes around, because
that's a bit of a weird thing though to penalise them for essentially playing for losing to the top team, the 2 best teams in the country. It will
depend on how they lose. If they lose by 70, then it's really difficult to keep a team that's up there, regardless of who they've lost against.
But what if everybody's going to lose by 70 to the Warriors? Apart from Bristol,
drop.
But you can't drop
everybody. But this is where I have to then look at things and look at certain things as to reason why that they deserve to be in that position. So I'm being fair with my decision making on how I make the power rankings. If anyone's upset about that or angry about that, you know where to find me. We're
here. Don't find us on Instagram because neither of us comment on the Instagram, and Steve's sick and tired of seeing the hate. So we'll go from the power rankings then, and we will move into then. Me and you both went to a Prem game yesterday. So you went to the Aztecs Cambridgeshire game. You watched Bristol play, and you decided to move them down, even though they won. So what can you tell us there about the Bristol Cambridgeshire game?
This game was, if you looked at the Instagram story, it was flag heavy. There were so many penalties in this game. It got to a point where I was getting pissed off.
Against both sides, or
Yeah, it was mainly against Aztecs for a lot of holding. There was a lot of holding
Right.
calls. There was a lot of unnecessary roughness. Like it again.
Good
Yeah,
game
it
then.
was ridiculous. Like flag after flag. I just got to a point. I was walking up the field thinking, okay, we're gonna start moving up. Nope, I'm walking back down. I was like, there was one point where Bristol were first and 30. They were like first and 30. I was just like,
back
yeah.
holding calls.
I just sat there and I was just confused. I was like, okay, fine. Even the referees were like, yeah, it is what. Oh, first and 41.
There we go. Aztecs were first and 41.
First
Jesus
and 41.
Christ.
Like it was ridiculous. But overall, as a whole, it was a very fun game for any neutrals that was watching it. It was a grip. Aztecs did obviously get the win, of course. But off the first play of the game for the Aztecs, they scored on a very big run play. They did have their American number 9 rushing the ball for, I think it was like 40, 50 yards for a touchdown. More impressive, there was an 11-yard holding. Yes, I was the only neutral there, hence the reason why I enjoyed the game.
so the game was good. The game was good if you were neutral, so nobody else enjoyed the game apart from you.
Apparently so. But it was back and forth for a period. Cambridge, their defense, I have to say a big shout out because they had multiple drives. Well, they halted Bristol on the 1 yard line twice. I think that twice or 3 times. Although there was a flag on one of the plays where tight end Sean Cook did get into the end zone on a sneak, but there was a holding call, so it got it got called off and dragged back. There were 2 touchdowns, so there were 2 touchdowns that got called back because of a flag. There was I believe it was a 30-yard bomb into the touchdown, got called back for a holding play. And then unnecessary roughness by a lineman pushing a player after the play was dead. It was just a lot of mental errors that was happening in that game. Yeah.
Okay. So then looking forward then for Cambridgeshire and Bristol for the rest of their so you've seen 2 Cambridgeshire games now. You've seen them beat the Blitz and lose to the Aztecs. Where would you say that you would sort of expect them to be finishing this season then?
Cambridge probably will be the third. I
you
think they'll
the
be the best of the rest. They'll be third.
Okay, because obviously we've still got Hertfordshire. They've got a win over Solent. Yet to play anybody else.
Unfortunately, they are playing Solent. Again, it does feel like their off season wasn't as great as they would hope it was. Losing, they were winning 10-0 at halftime and then lost. Then had 20 points scored unanswered in the second half. Again, I don't know what happened during that game, so it comes down to that point of did they just shit the bed or did Cheaters just run the ball like they did in the finals against the Vikings and just took control of that game? So again, this weekend will be very interesting where Solent play Blitz to see what's actually going on. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, that's not really interesting to see. No. It's a good segue though. You mentioned Hertfordshire running the ball against the Vikings. I want to watch the Vikings. And I saw EKP run the ball against the Vikings.
You did not want to go, but what made you want to go? What made you
go? It wasn't okay. It wasn't that I didn't want to go. It was more that I probably couldn't be asked going. Like it was only a half-hour drive. Like so, it's not like it was massively far away.
So that means you can go this weekend.
I was surprised to see a gate charge. I haven't seen one of them apart from in a Blitz game. So they were selling tickets. So £5 a pop. I was expecting a closer game. I was also expecting to hear a lot more Geordie accents on the sideline for the Newcastle Vikings team. No, there's probably, I'd say, about 50% American on that fucking sideline, bro. Holy, there is not just one QB, one wide receiver from America on that team. Wow. That QB is the truth. I'll tell you right now. Like, he is a baller.
Yeah.
That wide receiver was
number
just
17.
Like, he was cooking. No, number 8.
Yeah, he's not number 17 for. Yeah,
mate, he was cooking the DBs they kept putting on him. I think he scored at least one. So there was probably 4 or 5 guys that I sort of stood out to me from the Vikings side of it. The QB, absolute fucking truth. Like, absolute fucking truth. I think their backup's an American as well, because he sounded American, and he's from Durham, and I think their third string might be from Durham as well. Number 12, the QB, number 8, the wide receiver. Both of those dudes are just absolute ballers, absolute elite. There was another receiver that they had, number 14, and he is just a man. And the thing is, if number 8 was cooking the people with speeds and routes, number 14 was just like, he was catching it short and he was just going to run you the fuck over. Or he had a couple of really strong contested catches on the sideline where he just went up and just strong hands snatched the ball away. EKP just had fucking hands for feet, like feet for hands. Like, seriously, if EKP could catch, it would have been a closer game. Like, I think I saw 3 completions to someone not a running back.
Not
good. It was like woeful. It was painfully woeful. Like, the running back that EKP had, number 28. Again, I don't know any names or anything like that. Absolute bowling ball. Bowling ball.
Ross Connolly, that's number 14. He was there. Like, he was playing for them last year. He was outstanding.
Mate, baller.
He's out.
Baller. Absolute baller. And then it's just number 2, actually, from Newcastle side on the defensive side. Number 2, he was also he was their special teams returner. I think he was their deep safety as well. Wow. Yeah, baller on the defensive side. But EKP, I felt for their QB, man. I think their QB was also their punter. But number 28, their running back, was just a little fucking muscle hamster of a human being. Like, taking 3-4 dudes to bring him down every single time. Just everybody, like, they were just piling in on him. He was carrying them in, like, 3, 4, 5 yards every single time he'd fall forward. It was, it was amazing. But he had no support. He had no fucking help whatsoever. Like, every time they'd try anything out to the wide receiver or a tight end, they would just nothing. It was just drop passes. There was a couple that were overthrown, a couple that were out in front, but it was like, if you were not even like a good athlete, if you were a marginal athlete, you've got to give your QB some help. So I really felt for the EKP QB. And then the game kind of just got out. Like, there was flags on both sides. The Newcastle O-line didn't play very well, I got to say. EKP really? EKP had the fucking the Newcastle QB on the run for probably the majority. Like, a lot of them were sort of designed rollouts and stuff, but they had some athletes on the EKP D-line, so they were after him. But he was just a fucking freak, and he was able to make plays anyway. I thought there might have been a little bit at the end. There was just a little bit of afters in the fourth quarter, I want to say. Guy went out of bounds and then just sort of got body checked a little bit afterwards. I thought it was going to get a little bit fucking chippy. And I took the missus with me as well. And she was like, "Oh, what happened there?" I was like, "It's just football." But no, nothing came of it. Newcastle is scary good, man. They're a very, very good team.
That's odd, given they gave their old left tackle offensive MVP.
No, that makes sense. A lot of the pressure came from the left end of the EKP. Like, it was right tackle that was a bit of a turnstile.
Wow.
But no, they are a very, very good team. Sitting there watching them, it was. I think they're going to give every team in the North not named Manchester. And the thing is, I suppose it's a little bit prisoner of the moment because, Manchester just went overseas and lost. But I don't know if it's hot takey to say that Manchester are just a tier above everybody else, apart from maybe like the Warriors. because But I could easily. I think at the start of the season before we started this, I had Edinburgh as my 2. Changing that completely. Newcastle is my 2. Absolutely, Newcastle with a fucking bullet is my number 2 in this division.
I didn't know that. I think after we did the show, they started to release all their signings. They started to magically show off. This is who we've signed, and I was just like, kind of put it in a sticky situation here. You could have put this out a bit earlier, but from watching Durham play, and unfortunately they ran into a steamroller that was UWE in the finals.
Yeah.
They are good enough to do what they got to do to get where they need to get to, and it's not Uniball, so you're not gonna have a lot of Americans on every team. You're not gonna have it's gonna be very different. So if they can ball out, it will be interesting. I will say that for sure.
There was a lot more American accents than I expected to hear. I think someone said that there was five Americans. Yeah, it sounded like a few more than 5, but that's digressing, because the thing is, like, it wasn't just the Americans who were making plays. Like, it was the whole team, like the offensive just unit. And the thing is, both teams had, like, I think I counted 45 or 46 on Newcastle sideline, and I'd say EKP probably had about the same. Probably had between sort of 40. Like, they traveled well. So yeah, I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, Newcastle's only good because they got Americans. That's not what I'm saying in any way. Don't hear what I'm not fucking saying. Okay. They had there was a lot of guys coming off the field after making plays, and they sounded like fucking old Sam Fender. Like, there was a lot of Geordie accents from there was a lot of guys with ball that were making plays with Geordie accents. So the crowd was an interesting mix, because I heard a lot of, like, Southern, like. So obviously, I forget that Durham's like an attractive university for people all around the country to come to.
From what I've been told is that Durham's next term is starting, and a lot of their players want to get involved. So expect more signings from Durham University that will be joining Newcastle Vikings in the next couple of days. So.
Wow. Yeah. Whether they sign them or not, they've got a fucking great roster, and two with a bullet. Like, not even, like, they are playoff bound. They are going to London or Bristol. They're playing a playoff game.
You don't think they could drag a sneaky win on a sneaky?
The thing is, right? I can't. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Manchester play since the live stream final or whatever. Yeah. So, but I don't want to be hot takey and live in the moment and say, you know what, Newcastle's going to beat Manchester, because the thing is, no one's beat Manchester in what? Like, like nobody in the UK beat Manchester in what, like 2.5 years or something?
Since 2021, I would say.
Yeah. So no, that's the thing. Like, no one's beaten Manchester in like 2.5 years. So I can't sit there and say that a team that's, yes, they were amazing yesterday, but the thing is, they still only beat EKP 23-6.
Very true.
Again, the 6 points was like, I washed that out. Like, in my head, it's 23-0, because the 6 points, Newcastle benched their QB at halftime. Like, they were that comfortable that they benched their QB at halftime. He was on the sideline going into the third quarter, and they had a backup. They had a backup out there, like QB and a couple other players that they were already like, this game is in hand. We don't need to risk him. And then after the pick 6, they put him back in. Now, I don't know if that was a benching because he'd got banged up, or if but he didn't play like 2 series. So I don't know if they're trying to get some of the other guys some play time, but they did not play their starters the entire game.
Damn it.
And the 6 points that EKP picked up came off of a fucking terrible throw.
Ooh.
Like, just stared down the receiver, like just stared him down. He was lined up on the left-hand side, so I think he was the X because he was on the line, just fucking stared him down and just lofted a duck. And the EKP DB was like, I'll fucking take that, thanks very much, and was just gone. And then made a really good move, cut in, beat a couple of tackles, took it into the end zone, and EKP had a big old celebration. Their offense never looked like scoring whatsoever. There was a couple of times they got down to inside the red zone, but I still didn't have confidence that they were going to be able to punch it in because they couldn't pass the ball, and Newcastle started stacking the box.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so actually, there's something I need to mention from the Aztecs game, which I did madly forget. So the game was tight up into the fourth quarter. Let's just put that into perspective. Obviously, the game has now gone. The game was again close up until a pick six by the Cambridge QB. Being a gunslinger, tried to throw the ball downfield and just threw it directly into the linebacker's hands. So now Bristol have control of the game. Now they have control of the game. They've got a score up. They got their second score to make it 35-17, but they wanted to get more players, some of the players that didn't play, those that didn't play in Amsterdam on the field, and get them some rep time. So obviously it's within 2 minutes. Do you have a problem with them obviously taking their timeouts to get these players that didn't get on the field a chance to play?
Yeah.
Do you would there be much of an issue with that?
No, not at all. Because the thing is, it's not a. Oh, so there we go. Titans have won 19 in a row and have one domestic loss in their last 32. So with that said, don't get me wrong, I love the way the Vikings team looks, but it's very hard to sit there and say that they're going to come out and beat the Titans. They could very well. I would not be surprised though if we come out and we see like a 1-score, 2-score game, because they're a very good team. Going back to your other point though, no, it's early in the season. I have no issue in you taking your timeouts, because the thing is, 17, what
35,
was 34, 34?
17.
Right. That is a 3-score game.
Yeah.
Right? That is a 3-score game. There is no issue with you taking your timeouts, getting these guys on the field. It's a long season in terms of how long it goes on for, but there's not a lot of fucking games. And so it's crack on. Like these guys are paying to play.
They deserve to get their time.
They deserve to get some time. Yeah, absolutely. So no issue with it.
To follow up on that, obviously, so there were things that I got told that during the handshakes that there were multiple Cambridge players that didn't want to shake any of the coach's hands. There were names called. From what I've been told, there were name called during the lineup. So
bro, there's always just like people. But the thing is, from the Cambridge point of view, is it's a 3-score game, right? What are you stopping the clock for? I want to go home.
Yeah, exactly. So both sides.
But at the same time, it's like just pull your head in. It's a non-issue.
So they were both sides had their reasons, but obviously there was a bit of a tiny bit of tension to at the end of the game. So it was just one of those ones where you got to work things out. Again, for Aztecs, it was their first game. They were working things out. So it makes it.
Absolutely.
And again, their next game is in 2 weeks, and it's the Warriors. So,
and that's the other thing. There's so many big fucking gaps in the season where like you'll play a game and then you won't play for another 2, 3, 4 weeks. So it's like do what you got to do, because ultimately, so for a team like Bristol, they will be looking at playoffs. Like that is so they're going to be when they're on the run, like down the back straight, they're probably not going to be looking at trying to get guys time. They're going to be looking at points differential. They're going to be looking at, win-loss ratio, what's their opponents doing and everything like that. Like, how do we make sure we get the best playoff spot that we can get? So, let them get their time in now. For Cambridge, they're going to be looking to get upsets off the big two teams, and then try to put themselves in that playoff position as well. But at the end of the day, guys, it's still a fucking amateur sport. It is an amateur sport.
Yeah.
So, just wanted to mention, LL Cool P's just come over and said Vikings have 1 loss in their last 12. Obviously, just like that's amazing. That's great. But you've got to contextualize it a little bit. Manchester. 1. Yeah, well, that's it. Manchester have 19 in a row and 1 out of their last 32. That's in the Prem. That's pretty much since they got promoted. Vikings 1 in the last 12. That's in Div 1, and then obviously the 2 wins that they've got now. So, not trying to take anything away from Newcastle. Like, I loved what I saw from them yesterday. A lot of faith in them moving forward, and I think they've rightfully earned your spot in number 3 in the power rankings, because I thought they were great. And the couple of guys that recognized me and stuff came over, and they were really hospitable about it. They said hi, and no one. I don't know if you guys have received any negative feedback or anything like that, but I got none of it from from the Newcastle side. So supporters were great.
Yeah,
it was,
nothing
good.
negative. Just to answer this question. Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, sorry. Yep.
The reason why there was so little action is very difficult taking pictures and recording.
Mike has got 4 jobs to do when he's in a game.
So, and obviously, if I was to live stream, it wouldn't really be looking all great because I'm going to be moving up and down on the field, so it would be pointless. So I will just do game by game, play by play stories as I can when I'm acting.
So we've just been told by Aaron that the Apache have 4 away games in the first 5 weeks. The first 5 games in the first 6 weeks, and then they have 3 games in 2 months on the back end of their season. Fuck me, that is Jesus.
Yeah. I guess everyone gets the heat up.
And then Mavs 3 home games in a row and then 3 weeks off, which is mental. It's wild. But the scheduling is what the scheduling is.
But I also get it's probably down to not having enough refs.
It's ref availability. The scheduling is 100% ref availability. I want to give a shout out actually to the crew that refed the EKP Newcastle game there. There was, obviously flags, but I felt like there was only one missed call that I saw, and that was a PI on the American wide receiver for Newcastle, funnily enough. And then, he had the guy cooked, absolutely cooked. Ball was a little bit underthrown. He came back for it, and the EKP guy just kind of put his arms up and ran into him and stopped him coming back to the ball. So I was like, you didn't turn your head around. You can't be doing that. That was the only call that I reckon they missed. I thought the crew did a really good job. Shall we move into, because otherwise we're going to go down a fucking rabbit hole about schedules.
That. Yes.
Should we do some reviews?
Let's start from Division 2, shall we?
We've just done a lot of talk about the Prem, so let's talk about the one that people come to see. I really don't want to talk about this game for too long. You've got some love there, actually. We'll bring that up. Ooh. I love you, bro. You're doing a great job. Someone who's played more than enough. Just thought noobs would love a view of the big plays. Keep up the good work. O's for Europe in 2028.
Ooh. That means they need to be back in the Premiership. They need to be able to challenge and beat Warriors, Bristol. That's a very big call.
Yeah, wow. Right, okay, so we're going from the Newcastle EKP game all the way down to the bottom of the fucking country. We're going to talk about Swindon versus Cornwall.
This game ended with a field goal as the only score.
Mate, 3-0. 3-0. Send both of these teams into the ocean and give us the Plymouth Vanguard.
They're both in the same, geographically same area, aren't they?
No, not really. Cornwall's right down the bottom. They're the way that they operate is they're down near Helston, is my understanding. Someone mentioned it either last week or a week before. Swindon is up near sort of the Bristol Bath area. So no. Oh, game-winning field goal, walk off fucking field goal.
So did they not leave the midfield, or was it just a? That is.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, if anybody wants to give us a breakdown of this game, keep it to yourselves. I don't want to hear a breakdown of this game. Looking at the scoreline hurts my eyes. So there we go. Swindon's 4 hours from Helston, so they're definitely not geographically near each other. Like, it's a long way. That hurts my eyes. Like, yes, we both we got it right. We both picked the Storm to win. But 3-0 on a walk-off field goal. Not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Let's just cut
the next one.
What is it? The River Tamar. Can we just cut the fucking world off? Cut England off at the River Tamar. Just push Cornwall out to sea. They can go hang out with Guernsey and Jersey and everything else, and we'll keep Devon with the rest of it. Next game, Ouse Valley Eagles, Ipswich Cardinals.
I'm not gonna lie, I was quite shocked we both put Cardinals down for this game.
No, we didn't. I chose the Eagles. I did. I did choose the Eagles. Yes, you put the Cardinals. I chose the Eagles. 8-6 Ouse Valley over Ipswich. They did have a scary injury, I heard. Ouse Valley, I think their QB ended up on a
gurney.
But He's all from what I've seen. He's all good. He's on the mend. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Game ended early due to injury. QB ended up on a gurney, but I have seen that he's on the mend now. So 2-0 at halftime. Fuck me. Cardinals were on a comeback, but injury paid to it. Martin, do you just travel around the entirety of the South? Like, how is it?
How do you know all of this?
Like, you give mate, Martin. I love Martin because Martin's been giving us amazing info for about the last, I want to say, 3 years at least. But are you just driving around the South and going, you know what? I'm going to go watch Ooze Valley Ipswich this week, or because I'm pretty sure he was at the Blitz game last week. Like, Sun plays to the Cardinals. There we go. Thank you. You didn't have to dignify me with the response. You could have told me to get fucked. But I appreciate that. Ooze Valley gets the win. Ipswich 6 points. Game ends early to injury. I mean, do we know? Was it third quarter, Martin, that the game ended?
It would have had to have been, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's just it was in Norwich this Sunday. Fuck me. Because we also had the other game. We had another game that was postponed due to waterlogged field. That was the Lancashire Staffordshire game.
What I heard,
so it was called in the fourth. It was called in the fourth.
So that's that. I think that. Again, I don't.
It's tough because obviously if Ipswich is on the march, you know they've got the momentum because. 2-0 at half time. You've been shut out in the first half, and then you've given up a safety. But on the march, and
it's tough.
I suppose you're just looking towards the reverse fixture to try and pick up from. You have to
because it's tough when the player goes down, especially if it's a QB. It's not. It doesn't help, especially if you don't have a backup. Then you're struggling to do what you normally want to do. So it's also a lot of people's mentalities change when they see a serious injury, which does make it a lot harder to carry on.
It's a very sobering experience. It sort of destroys the hype very fucking quickly.
So
there he is. Ryan the cat, as Steve likes to call him. Ryan the cat. Right, so we'll move on. Essex. So Jesus took ambulance, hour and 15 minutes to get there. You know what? I'm not too sympathetic. Actually, I am. I don't want to say I'm not too sympathetic at that. The guy was on a fucking gurney. Like he was. I think it was at one point thought it could have been like a neck injury. So no, I won't start the sentence that way. But I once had to wait. 4 hours for an ambulance. That had to travel. The approximation of about 5 miles because dislocated my elbow, and at that point in time they were in the process of knocking down 3 buildings in the central city post-earthquake. And those 3 buildings stopped the main thoroughfare from the hospital out to the motorway, so they had shut down all the roads, and it took 4 hours for the ambulance to come pick me up, and then another 3 hours for the ambulance to get me back to hospital so I could get my elbow relocated back into its socket. That was fun. There we go. Just taking somebody else's injury and making it about me.
So
rest of that division, SFC2 East, we saw the newly formed Essex Tridents.
Them to wire.
13-12 against the Gladiators. So we both picked the Gladiators.
Which I'm okay with, but I didn't expect to see that type of scoreline.
So just said Ooze stopped us at the 2 in the first half. Cast defense was on point nearly all game, and a horse collar penalty gave Ooze their shot at the red zone. Was a good tight game.
Hey, horse collar, don't do it. You could have won the game.
Yeah. It's not a new rule. Don't do it. It's not a new rule. Jump forward though. This is going to be good for East Essex.
It is because
newly formed,
and they basically gave the Gladiators a very, very tight run for their money.
The perceived front runner for the division, and you've run them, 1 point game. So
and it's not
a lot of the this Towie Bowl. I suppose it has to be because there's no longer the East Essex Spartans and the East Essex Sabres and the Essex Spartans. It's Colchester and Trident. So this is the new Towie Bowl.
Wow. It's good showing. I've got to admit, I guess if you were watching it, it could have been a very good defensive game with minor little hiccups here and there, but
well, for Colchester, they moved to 2-0. So it's a great start to the season for them. They've got 1-1. Yeah. So Trident's picked up the win last week, and then just a 1 point loss here. So at the moment, in terms of points for and points against, Essex still find themselves in the positive. They've given up 20 and they've scored 21.
There's always a positive in every silver lining. So hey, let's go.
So the Essex merger seems to be working well, considering both former teams got spanked last season. Absolutely, that is a really strong sort of takeaway. The fact that they're sitting good in their division. I knew what you meant, Adam. I knew what you meant. I said I read worker and I said merger.
God.
So I
that's a nice little play. Oh, but yeah.
So no, it's good for Essex. Really good showing against what was seemed to be the perceived favorite for the division.
Good game, proper hits, some superb plays. Can't wait for the rematch.
Gonna be class. There we go. So, and considering we just saw Ouse Valley, the other two teams in that division, so Ouse Valley and Ipswich grind out an 8-6. If you're the Tridents, you've got to be feeling quite kind of good, sitting there thinking, right, okay, we can
do this.
We can make a push for playoffs, make a push for promotion,
and it's worth it for them. But should we go up north?
Yeah, we head up north. Obviously, one of the games got postponed due to unplayable fields. Staffordshire Surge, Lancashire Wolverines. I think they're looking at a June date.
Well, there's enough weeks to redo it. So,
there's a lot of empty spaces.
But from what I did see, that Surge did try really hard to look for a alternative playing field. So.
Well, it was postponed quite early in the week. It was like Thursday or something.
But I think
the postponement
you've
came
got to
through.
give at least 48 hours. So if they didn't get it Thursday, I guess trying to find it on a Friday is a bit of a.
But that's what I mean. Like, it's the postponement coming through early. At least gives Lancashire time to be able to deal with their sort of accommodations and what they're doing for travel and things. So I hate it when we have these sort of things, but it's the UK. Like, the weather does shut shit down. It just happens. So being able to give them a few days notice, can't be too frustrated about that. So we head across to the East Coast then for the AFC2 East. We saw the Darlington Steam
steamrolled.
A great. No, they.
Oh, you're looking at Steam. Sorry,
Steam with a steam roller.
I was looking at
a steam roller. So I I got a message from one of the coaches involved with the Darlington Steam, and after I think it was 2 weeks ago, after I went on a little bit of a rant about them, said that they weren't very good, and he said, he's like, look, we'd love you to come down and actually have a look at the product. I declined, but I am definitely willing to change my opinion on, like he said, he's like, look, we got some certified ballers, and my response to him was, show it on the field. If you've got certified ballers, show it on the field, and that's what will change my opinion. They've shown it on the field, 30-7.
That I don't. Did either of us pick them to win?
No. That's the thing. We both had the Bombers to win, and that's so. And as LL Cool Piece just told us, like, this breaks an 8-game losing streak for Darlington.
Yeah.
So Paul's just said Steam were fantastic, played brilliantly. Their off-field work was clear to see. So I think got to do some real different calibrations on where I'm perceiving the Steam to be this season, because on field, I said to them, I was like, look, if you want to change my mind, show it on the field. 30-7 is showing it on the field 100%.
So, hey, I get. Ooh. If they're playing next week, I'll be very interested to see who you pick. But
so, so I mean that's that division that they've got: Sandwell, Lancashire, Leeds. No, sorry, that is not the division that they've got.
No,
they're in the East. Apologies. Gateshead, Doncaster, Lincolnshire, Wakefield.
Yes, it's doable for them after this result. It does seem like it could be doable.
Scoreline was 16-7 with 3 minutes to go. They got 2 onside kicks in the last 3 minutes to put up 14 points late.
That's cheeky, but
that says a lot more about Lincolnshire. I'll be honest. If you're giving up 14 points in 3 minutes to 2 onside kicks, I hope this fucking midweek you're just doing special teams all week. Kick like hands team. That's all you're doing.
Not a lot of teams do special teams.
What do you mean?
Not a lot of teams practice special teams.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say not a lot you can do. I was like, what do you mean there's not a lot you can do? You can fucking cover the ball.
No, not a lot of teams practice special teams because sometimes they don't have enough during the week. Late also help them. Okay. Is my guy trying to make it out? It was a close game. We ran them into the ground in the second half.
So we've got some Darlington in here. We've got some Lincolnshire in here.
Wow, the Steve, they've got some.
So maybe it was a close game in the first half, and then you've just blown them out in the second half.
Wow. My number 21.
But this might mean I might actually if there's no Vikings game on that week, I might go see if I can catch the Darlington Gateshead game when Gateshead play at home, because that's not far from my place either.
That'll be a good show.
So that'll be a good game. We might see Oz at Darlington Gateshead on the.
There needs to be, if that happens, there needs to be a picture. It needs to get sent in. We need to have that happen if it does happen. So yeah.
We'll see. I'm not going to promise anything. The other game in that division, speaking of the Gateshead Senators, traveling away to Doncaster. Fuck me.
Steamrolled.
Mate, there's a reason that one of the main taglines of the show has been hashtag pray for. There it is. Hashtag pray for Donny. Like, that has been a tagline of the show.
Pray for Donny. Wow.
Mate, I'm pretty sure it was me and Steve, not even on a rundown. That was on I think we had it on a live show back in like 2021, 2022. The hashtag pray for Donny. Because they were getting fisted back then, and they're still getting fisted now.
Wait. Is this our first 50 burger of the season?
That was It's
Is it the second?
No, it is the first one. It's obviously Edinburgh put one on Merseyside as well.
Yes. But I think that is wow. Okay.
Yeah, but that is so. Depending on which game finished first, either one of them can claim. Oh no, so Edinburgh would have been that was a 2:30 kickoff. Yeah, so I'm assuming both hit running clocks. Yeah, both hit running clocks. So
wow.
And I think the O's put up a 50 on Norwich as well.
No, they put 60 on Norwich.
60. Well, there we go. O's. O's were the first 60 burger. They're gonna be waiting to hear me talk about that. So Gateshead absolutely bodied Doncaster. So I look forward to Gateshead and Darlington in the matchup between them.
Okay.
No, not Merseyside. Mercy Rule. Mercy Rule, Nighthawks.
Mercy Rule,
Nighthawks.
I dislike the Mercy Rule, but hey, that's another situation. But the next game that I'm quite shocked at,
Somerset, South Wales.
I was like, oh, they're gonna shot. I should have gone off of my foot and just gone with Somerset. I should have gone with Somerset. Wow.
So Martin says that the Olympian 63-0 game finished at 4:05, so that could have been our first 50 burger of the day.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know what to do with this division now. Like,
it's just up there now. Well, Apache will take that division, obviously.
Yes,
but Somerset, I'm well done.
It's just
well done. Because,
I mean, and that's the thing, because South Wales, we picked against South Wales last week.
Yeah,
and then they came out and beat Bournemouth 19-8.
Exactly.
And then we went, oh well, South Wales again. I said earlier on, I was like, I don't want to be prisoner of the moment. We are prisoner of the moment. Picked, so then South Wales was due to play Somerset, who got slapped by Bristol.
Apaches, and then now they've just slapped South Wales. So. And
by that logic, Bristol Apache should beat Somerset. Bristol Apache should beat South Wales by 50 points.
Yes. So, Apaches, you don't have a job.
You've got a job to do. You got to beat South Wales by 50. There's got to be some sort of rivalry between Bristol and South Wales, right?
There has to be.
It has to be.
It's just
You've got that river. There's the river, the river, the bridge where you only have to pay going across one time.
Michael do an impression of Steve and going, look, I'm not going to go on a rant on the mercy rule, but my issue is if you're playing the game, doing a mercy rule doesn't help people get better. It just ends the game quickly. What's the point? You might people that don't
player safety.
Look, yeah, a lot of the teams, yes, player safety, but at the same time, you know, it's not enjoyable for the teams. It's not enjoyable because people that play that don't even get on the field will never get on the field because some teams will have mercy rule every game.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
But hey, Aaron's made a very good point here because he says, you know how Div 1 works, math doesn't work. So we can't just go that, you know, Bristol beat Somerset by 35, Somerset beat South Wales by 36, because Bristol came out and played Hereford, and
they only
I think we saw Hereford play last week. We might have
Hereford did play last week, and I believe they beat Somerset.
No. Somerset lost to Bristol. Maybe Hereford didn't play last week. I think this might have been the first time we were seeing Hereford. Yes, this is the first game we've seen Hereford.
Okay, so we probably had there's not really much expectations there than what it was there.
Change the mercy rule this year must get below 24-point difference, so even harder to stop the running clock. So because
wait, so it must get below.
So to okay. So the change to the mercy rule this year is once it's enacted, it must get below a 24-point difference, so it's harder to stop the running clock. So when does the mercy rule kick in? Is it 35?
After 35 points, and it only starts in the third quarter.
But what Martin's saying is if the other team makes a comeback, scores first, the clock, they still have to score again.
So what's the point? What's the point?
Essentially, they're trying to finish games quicker.
But that doesn't develop the game.
Okay. No, don't say anything further.
Yeah,
don't say anything further.
I'll stop.
I just need to confirm. Are you questioning why BAFA isn't developing the game? Is that literally what you just said to me? Like, did those words? Yeah, that's what I.
We'll move on. We'll move on. We will move on. It means if the team that's down scores, the running clock keeps going. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They've got to close the gap to within 3 scores, essentially.
Stupid, but okay.
The idea is you only stop you only stop the running clock once the team that's down is making a credible comeback. So you've dropped it from 35 to inside 24. So it's now a 3-score game.
But you need the clock to potentially get a credible that doesn't whatever. All right, let's go to the next game. Let's just go to the next game.
Right. So next game was Bristol. Bristol again. They've now put up 68 points in 2 games, 35-0 win over Somerset last week, 33-7 win over the Hereford Stampede this week, looking well and truly in pole position of that division. For Hereford, I think this is their first game up. This is their first game since promotion. 26-point loss to the perceived winners of the division. It's not the end of the world.
South Wales, Somerset did get stomped by Apache the previous week, so...
And that's the thing. The thing is for them is so Hereford put on a decent showings. 26-point loss. I'm not going to sit there and make it out. I'm not going to make it out. It's a one-sided game. Yeah. That is a one-sided game. But you've got Somerset coming out beating South Wales. So now South Wales and Somerset are both 1-1. You've got Bournemouth that didn't play this week, but they lost last week, so they're 0-1. So you're 0-1. So at the moment, second place for that division is still fucking open for anybody's taking. Yeah. So the streamed game of the week, Rushmore 35, Wembley Stallions 28. Just to touch back on our predictions. So we both had the Steam losing to the Bombers. We were wrong on that. Yeah. We also had South Wales losing to Somerset. Winning against Somerset. We were wrong on that. We did pick the Apache. So that was right. And now moving across to the Knights game.
We both picked the Knights, didn't
we? We both picked the Knights, but fuck me, that is a closer score than I expect.
Yeah. I recall turning on the stream while I was at the Cats Aztecs game for a couple seconds, and I saw it. I was like, "Oh, this game is a lot closer than I thought it would have been."
So this is the good Wembley deciding to turn up.
Yes,
Because we get good Wembley and we get bad Wembley. And this is good Wembley.
Yes, it is good Wembley. Now let's hope that they can keep it going for the rest of the season.
Well, they've still got obviously crosstown rivals Hornets
to play against.
They've got the Saints and the Dreads in the same division as well.
They should be if they're the good Wembley,
Saints.
They should be the Saints.
Even if they're bad Wembley, they should be Saints. If they're bad Wembley, they will struggle against Portsmouth.
Yeah.
But if they're good Wembley, they should beat Portsmouth because obviously both them and Portsmouth have both played the Knights are 2-0. Again, same as Bristol. Bristol's put up 28 points in 2 games. 68 points in 2 games. Rushmore has put up 68 points in 2 games.
But one thing I do have to say about this game is that I give credit to the commentary team and the streaming team that
they were great.
Because I looked back at it and some of the things that I saw when get towards the end zone, you saw it cut to the end zone camera, and it was
production value was very high.
Production it was very good from what I was watching it, and
I think we saw a lot of good comments on the stream and stuff as well about the production value. So shout out to the live stream boys. Obviously, me and you are you're kind of live stream content in a way. You know, you're on the sideline with the Instagram stories.
I'm play by play.
I'm purely Monday night and Monday night only. I go to a game to watch it. I'm not going to do any fucking content for you guys. But it does mean, though, that as we look towards the SFC 1 playoffs, both Rushmore and Bristol, top 2 teams of those 2 divisions, they've scored 68 points both, but Rushmore have allowed so many more. I think Bristol have allowed 7 total.
Yep.
Rushmore has allowed 42.
So,
Stokes. Oh, 14-13 at halftime. Great game. Wembley traveling about 40 to 50 players. Stop touching my comments, Micah.
I like touching the comments. So that means Wembley did great recruiting. That means they probably went to universities, got players from universities.
Maybe some blitz cast-offs as well.
Maybe some of that. Maybe some cast-offs that didn't make it in the Warriors. Didn't make it anywhere else. That's what you want to see.
That's big time. Let's go, Wembley. Let's make some waves.
Have that type of numbers. That's what you want to see. So. Yeah.
Let's make some waves, Wembley. Let's make some waves. All right, we're going to make our way to the SFC 1 East. We're going to go from Central to East.
Right.
I forget there's 3 fucking subdivisions. 3 subdivisions in Division 1.
Which
East Kent Mavericks.
30, Blitz, B0. Wasn't much of a shock to me that game, but I am shocked that there was a donut for
the East Kent Mavericks. That's just honestly, that is the bastard bees in a fucking nutshell. They come out, they put 45 on Norwich last week, and then they just get fingered by East Kent 30-0.
So now the issue is it that Norwich are really that bad from losing all their Americans to Cambridge?
So the point I want to make on that then is if they're that Blitzby, 30-point loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Blitzby beat Norwich 45-0.
Yeah.
The O's put up 60 on Norwich.
Yeah.
The O's are supposed to be a very strong team in this division.
Yeah.
And they're only putting up sort of 2 scores, 15, 20 points more than the Blitzby put up.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of an indictment on Norwich.
Yes.
Right. M.Man, we don't... So women is covered by Tebs. So Chris Tebbett is the man in the know when it comes to the Women's League. We've said this multiple times. I'll say it again. I really don't want to have to say it moving forward. We don't cover under 19s just because they're kids. It's not just 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds playing under 19s. There's other I am not a nice person. I talk shit about a lot of people. I don't want to be sitting here talking shit about some 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. It's just not my thing. So us personally won't be covering under 19s. No. And there's a lot more complicated things as to why Sports Hank doesn't do more extensive coverage on the under 19s. I would say send a message to Steve because sending a message to me won't get answered.
Yeah, I will be at some women's games this year. I am going to try and cover as much as I can do, but that's just me doing it. So that I will talk about in here
Well,
as well.
I've got
If Thames doesn't have a problem mind it as much, but I will be doing it when I can get to games as well.
Tibbs is 100% the guru when it comes to women's. But I still have love for the ladies in the sport. Like I think the GB team is amazing. Like they're constantly balling out. I did like a very small stint where I helped coach one of the women's teams down south for a very small portion for one of their tournaments. And actually at the Newcastle game, Mrs. got handed a flyer recruitment for the Northumberland Shield Maidens. Like that's their team. Yeah. So one of the ladies came over and handed my missus a flyer and was like, she was like, you don't have to come down or anything, but just if you have any interest. My missus does karate. That's her thing. So I don't know if she would do too well on the football field, but it was cool to see them recruiting, like in the stands out there, spotting possible recruits. So
and let's be real, that finals that the Birmingham Lions and the London Warriors women put on last year, that Nines finals was amazing. We all saw it. So yeah. Hopefully this year will be
for sure. So yeah, we don't cover too much of the women's sport, but whenever we will spot something, like we will shout it out when we can. But yeah, in terms of youth and under 19s, it's just not gonna speak on this show. Right, Norwich Devils, London Olympians. We did speak about the Mavericks 30. I mean, okay, so yeah, we'll keep going about the Exiles 2.0 as they've just been called. I will, Adam. We're only 3 weeks into the season. But yeah, I will. Next time I will. Yeah. So Exiles 2.0, 30, London Blitzby, nil.
Yeah, not again. It's not very surprising. Again, it could be that most of the good players went up, but it's what's expected.
Where do you see the Exiles themselves fitting into this? because obviously we look at that division, we've got the Mavericks on top, 2-0.
Yes.
The Blitzby are 1-1. The Exiles are 0-1. The O's are 1-0.
Yes.
And Norwich 0-2.
Yes. So right now, after week 2, everyone's played, right?
Everybody's played.
Obviously, it will come down to, at the moment, Olympians versus Mavericks.
Exiles 2.0.
My gosh, thank you for that one. I think it's gonna come down to that game, and I think it might just be they may split it, and it will come down to who scores the most against them.
The thing is, so Martin says, struggle to remember if Norwich got a first down that wasn't by penalty. They had 30 guys kitted. O's were strong and fast, and their defense manhandled them. The all-world handled them all. The World Games 2022 Birmingham.
I'm kind of confused.
I might need a little bit more context on that last part.
Yeah, that one's kind of confusing, but yeah, it's definitely going to be East Kent to lose, I would say. London Olympians always get athletes. No matter what happens, somehow the Olympians always get athletic players that learn to play the game, and then from there they will obviously leave and go to a bigger team if they realize it's not going to happen. So,
I'm a little bit worried that we may see Norwich fold.
The first fold of the year?
Maybe not the first fold of the year. I still think Merseyside could be that. But I can't help but think, like, I'm seeing these results, and this is not anybody I've spoken to or anything like that, but I see these results. I hear about this exodus that's come from the Norwich team into Cambridgeshire. Like, when are you turning that pineapple on, bruv?
How about this? The pineapple will turn on
when Norwich gets a win.
No. When we have at least 300 people in the stream. How about that?
300.
I'll do that.
I saw 181 181 earlier on.
It'll be the only light that will be on. So it'll just be the pineapple.
It'll just be dark and the pineapple, and we'll talk in the dark.
There we go.
Okay. It's just, they're averaging 50. Like, obviously, it's going to be a little bit skewed because the O's put up over 60.
Yes.
But they're averaging 50 points a game, giving up, like conceding at the moment. Just say never. they're averaging 50 points a game against. I don't know how long they go on like that. Before numbers like 30 players kitted. It's week 2.
The issue is you fought like when you fold. I believe, isn't it when you fold you go straight down to associate?
I can't. It used to be yellow card, red card, but they got rid of that about. I think it's BAFA's discretion currently.
Yeah, but it's one of those ones where sometimes they just don't want to fold and they will grind it out. They know they're going to get relegated. They'll just try finish out the season.
Okay. Maybe if we don't. I definitely think we might see a forfeit coming through.
That is definitely possible because
it's week 2 at the moment. They've got 30 on the sideline in week 2. Right, cool. Week 7, week 8, you've now lost 4 games, all by 50 points or so. The Exiles versus Norwich will be the nail in the coffin if Norwich gets spanked by them. 100. Like I look at that's the thing. If the Exiles, because you got the Blitzby, you got the O's, the Exiles, and the Mavericks.
Yes,
they've already been worn like a glove by both the Blitzby and the Mavericks.
They've conceded over 100 points already.
Yeah, 100 points already. To the
the two London
Blitzby and the Olympians. Sorry, Blitzby and the Olympians. They're still going to play the Mavericks. You would assume that's probably going to be a 50 burger. Then it's the Exiles.
Yeah, and if the Exiles whoop you, then it's going to be a very long season. That's the truth. Yeah.
Who do they score points against first?
Oh, Exiles.
Yeah.
I think it'll probably be the Exiles. It's one of those ones like when Exiles were getting beaten on last year in the Prem. They got them lucky scores.
I'm going to address this because it's the second time Connor's posting here. He's chirping, right? He's obviously an Inverclyde player, and he's going to get in here. And he's going to give it the fucking biggins because we all picked Inverclyde to lose, and he's going to be like, "Oh, you were all wrong, right. You don't know anything." You're right. We don't fucking know anything. We're making our way up the country, so at the moment we haven't made it to Scotland yet.
No,
right? So get back over the fucking wall, stay there for a second, and we'll talk about your team soon enough.
So
William Wallace did not get hung, drawn, and quartered for you to get chirpy in a fucking live stream 400 years later.
Just let us get up there first, and then we can talk about it. We got a bit to go still.
So Norwich will survive. They've been down this road before. They survived, managed to make a comeback. Doing a bury and relying on Americans is not a good foundation to build on. See them lasting a season and drop into rebuild. I think. I don't know if they'll fold, but I think we could see. When I say fold, I don't mean like the club gives up. I mean more like it. They don't see out the season. They drop down to either Div 1 or Associate and look to sort of pick themselves back up and lick their wounds. If you forfeit a game for player numbers, you should be Associate. Correct. We said this last week. That if you can't field numbers for a game, then you can't field numbers as a club.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll jump up to the NFC 1 Midlands. And Jesus Christ, the Exiles have lost their last 16. So yeah, if Norwich gets fisted by the Exiles, it will not be an encouraging time. We'll jump up to the NFC Midlands. Birmingham Bulls played Shropshire Revolution. Upset for the Revs, big upset, and well done.
Who picked the Revs?
No, neither of us.
Oh.
We both picked the Bulls, and we were wrong. Also, we both had the Mavericks, and we were right on that one.
Yes, of course. I don't think we'll be stupid enough to go against that. No. So from what I heard is that the Bulls actually, what was it? They threw 6 interceptions again against the Revs.
Didn't they do this last? Didn't they do this last week?
They did this against Nottingham as well last week.
Yeah, didn't they throw 6 picks against the Caesars last week?
Yes, they did.
Fuck it, man.
And if you there was someone that actually showed some pictures, and this, from what I saw, is that the Revolutions actually brought it back to actually take the win.
Hey, shout out Shropshire, man. Shout out Shropshire.
Yeah, 6, they've thrown 12 picks in 2 games.
Well, the thing is, this is a big win for Shropshire as well because promotion last season.
Yeah.
Actually, they made their own. they had 6 picks, pick 6. One player currently recovering in hospital for the Bulls took a bad hit, but unrelated to the hit, they found a cyst and a small bleed on his brain.
What the? Wow, shit.
Holy shit. Okay, yeah. Hoping all the best for that player. Wow. I mean,
all the best. Like
Jesus Christ, that's sobering.
That is scary.
That's fucking sobering. I want to, make sure I'm being respectful with that. But again, I just want to move on from that and talk about the game. This is huge for Shropshire because they also lost last week. Yes, they came into they dropped their first one against North Ants. This now blows the division wide open for everybody not named Nottingham.
Yes. Yes, it does. And again, I'll be interested to see what the game against Shropshire and Northants will be like, because that would be very interesting.
And the other team you got to remember is, and that's why Ryan's sort of commenting, Leicester is still in this division as well. Like you've still got Leicester in the mix as well. So it's Shropshire, Leicester, Birmingham, Nottingham, and Northants.
This is So it's an open field.
It's that playoff spot. Playoff spot behind Nottingham is wide open for everybody else.
Yep. Hey.
Right. So this was what I've been told was the game of the week, and that was Scunthorpe. So we're into the NFC 1 North. Yeah. Scunthorpe Alphas. No, the Alphas. The little blonde girl from Frozen. Just 12 of them on the field, shouting at the QB, let her go. No, the Scunthorpe Alphas. Sorry, speech impediment. 31, Sheffield Giants 27. We both had the Alphas to win this. We both picked the Alphas to win this. We both did.
Damn, I thought you picked Giants.
No. There's the only ones that we went like sort of different ways were the Cardinals, Eagles, and the Pirates, Vikings, and also the Titans Mean Machine. You picked the Titans to win that.
I'm always good about the England team. So right. Here's what it is.
All right, Britain first. Amazing game. So Sheffield chat the bed. Why am I not surprised? I'm not surprised.
That's unfair. Scunthorpe are a good team.
Scunthorpe are a great team. Scunthorpe are not a good team. Scunthorpe are a great team.
So it's what actually happened for them to shit the bed. That's the question. Like, what actually happened? Were they in the red zone? Did they throw a pick?
I think we had. I know we usually have a few guys from the Alphas that watch, and I think 1 or 2 from the Sheffield who watch to fucking have a pop at me when I have a pop at them. I think we had a few comments in early doors about the Scunthorpe game. So there we go. Scunthorpe go up 9-0 in the first. Sheffield come back 27-9 in the third. Scunthorpe come back to win 31-27. So Sheffield were leading 27-9 in the third quarter. That's why they're saying they shat the bed.
Oh, was there? And wait, what? What were you doing? Because okay.
But if we look at this journey, right? Scunthorpe got up 9-0. Sheffield scored 27 unanswered points,
and
then Scunthorpe scored 22 unanswered points. So both defenses decided to take sections of the game off.
Yeah, that is a definite definition of shit the bed.
Scunthorpe shat the bed to start. Well, for the early part of the game after they've went 9-0 up, and then Sheffield shat the bed at the end.
Wow,
you're both in one of those. You're in bunk beds. You're both covered in shit. You're in bunk beds. You've both pooed the bed and you are sleeping outside.
Unless here's my thought process.
Okay,
unless the Giants got very comfortable and decided, let's put on some rookies.
But that's shit in the bed. But if you got comfortable and then you give up 22 unanswered points, that is the definition of shit in the bed.
Like, did you get that comfortable that you? Wow.
So ran double wing first half, killed it, couldn't move the ball in the second half, and Scunny capitalised. Scunthorpe threw the game-winning TD with 46 seconds left in the game.
I really wish that there was a way that every game could just get streamed or something, because some of these games sound absolutely amazing.
I'd love to have seen this.
Some of these games sound absolutely amazing, but there's no way to actually see what actually happened because, there's no way to actually watch it. unless you actually
unless you're there. There is a way to actually. You say there's no way to actually see it. There is a way.
The game was streamed. Okay. Hey, the game was streamed, and the game was streamed. I was at a game, so I didn't know. So,
oh, well done, Micah. Well done.
Hey, I'll hold my hands up.
What
I
size
will hold
boot?
my hands up.
What size boot did you used to wear playing football?
Size 11. I got that right out of my ass.
Yeah, that's in your mouth. That you've got a nice size 11 in your mouth.
Hey, I was busy watching it. Watching another
game. Micah was making TikToks on the sideline of the Cambridge game. I
had a good time there, but hey, look.
Yeah. If there was only a Sunday score show with being able to cut to Kevin going, unbelievable, Jeff. Yeah, it was live streamed. Was it?
I may have to watch that. Exactly.
I don't know. I just saw.
But again, how much was it promoted? Because I don't recall seeing anything of it being streamed.
How much do you follow Scunthorpe on any of their socials?
I try to follow a lot of teams. I don't know if I follow them. I have to double.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's not put this on Scunthorpe for bad marketing if you don't follow them, bruh. Like, you've already dug one hole. Let's not make it any fucking deeper.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, I might have to watch this tonight.
So looking at the rest of the division, then you've got obviously the Giants lost to Humber 14-7 last week. Humber then go and lose to Chester this week. There we go. We shared all over socials. You just don't follow their socials. He's gone. Yeah. It's a single man stream. Micah has left the building. It's just me, Oz. No, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. And now it's Oz on top.
No,
it's Oz on top.
I don't like this. No, it is that division. That division's open for whoever. Like, it's just open. Wow, why did my voice just change?
Scunthorpe has the best Vergaban. Mate, English. It's so hard for me tonight.
Oh, I love it.
Words are not my friend.
No, it's not.
Scunthorpe has the best burger van in Britball. Right, okay. So we've got Humber at 1-1. We've got Chester Romans 1-0.
Yeah.
Scunthorpe are 1-0.
Yes.
The Giants are 0-2.
So the Giants are favourites to go down now, unless they turn it around in the next 6 games.
Well, then, you've still got the Rams yet to play. The Rams have not played a game as of yet. So the Yorkshire Rams are still in that division, yet to play a game.
I'm not gonna lie. I do feel that every team needs to play week 1.
Well, I think you need to play at least one game in the first 2 weeks. If you're not playing week 1, you need to play week 2.
Because playing week 3, week 4, week 5 as your first game is against a team.
Well, who was it? Was it Bristol or something? Didn't play a game till week 5 last year. Like their first game was week 5.
I think so, and I think Warriors are doing the same thing this year, but it's week 4.
Absolute joke.
It's
sorry, there was a comment probably about an hour ago now. Someone asked if we were going to live stream the Blitz and Thrashers game.
We are. No, we're not.
We're not. We offered out the services to both teams, and both teams said no. They don't want either. They don't want their home games being live streamed. So it's the Blitz and Thrashers. We're not live streaming the game.
I may potentially be there, but that is still to be decided as of yet.
So both teams had circa 50 on the sideline as well. So for 50. Both Sheffield, So for both Sheffield and Scunthorpe, that's a good recruiting off season and good product on the field. So we'll jump across to the other game of the division. Chester Romans and the Humber Warhawks.
So that game finished Chester Romans 23. Humber Warhawks 0. Yeah,
23-0 shutout there to the Romans. I think we both picked. Might have been a little bit of disrespect being felt from Chester. You know, they were a playoff team last year.
Yeah.
And we've gone and picked, like me and you both have picked the upstart Warhawks. But this was the first. This was the Warhawks were coming off a victory against Sheffield.
Yeah,
first game up in Div 1, second game up in Div 1. How's the showing going to go? They looked great last year. We did say on the stream last week. Is Humber last year, were they a case of big fish, small pond?
Yeah.
23-point loss to Chester.
I wouldn't say it's a terrible...
It's not the world. It's not the end of the world.
It's not a terrible loss.
Not the end of the world.
How much did they score last week?
Only 14. They won
Okay,
14-7 over Sheffield.
Okay, yeah. So,
but it's the fact they held, Sheffield's just put 27 on Scunthorpe and they held them to 7.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's not a terrible loss. It's a loss, but
I think Scunthorpe is small favourites for this division.
yes.
But I think Chester is going to be going, look, Nottingham's gone from our division. We don't have to play Nottingham anymore. We are the team to be looked at.
That's what I would go with that as well, because Scunthorpe,
just been told comfortable 23-0. So it looks like Chester probably could have put more on.
So I guess Scunthorpe or Chester probably put backups on potentially at a certain point, or just decided to try new things in their playbook.
Well, that was there. I mean, yeah, like I said, the Newcastle game, Newcastle put their backup QB in up 20. So Roman's defense is on fire. Humber only got two first downs.
That's a lot.
So that's going to be an exciting game then between Scunthorpe and Chester. Really look forward to that one.
Oh, goody. So we got the.
You sound so demoralized. Oh, goody.
But no.
Right.
I'm intrigued to see, but I just saw the next game that we got to look at.
Here's the one that everybody's been waiting for, because we got it so completely fucking wrong, and I've done so much trash talking on this team involved. NFC 1 Scottish, Inverclyde Goliaths 48, Highland Stags 27. I'm going to come out and say it right now. I have no fucking idea what's going on in the Scottish division.
Neither do I. I'm going off of results. And
I'm going off of last year's results.
Last year as well.
I'm at this point now, when it comes to the Scottish teams for NFC 1 Scottish, not for EKP, not for Edinburgh.
Yep.
NFC 1 Scottish, I'm literally going to put two names in a hat, and I'm going to pick, because I have no idea. Like at Highland were, I thought, after the massively strong performance, and Michael's just mentioned, Highland have had a rough start to the season. Highland, were running high last year, making the playoffs, like having just coming up like 2-year associate, then into Div 2, and then fucking making the playoffs and pushing for a Div 1 promotion. Or actually, I can't even fucking remember.
I remember.
But now the two teams that I thought were much worse than they are. So Highland had only ever lost one regular season. I mean, that's a you need to add context to that. They'd only ever had one full season before. But the two teams that they comfortably beat last year in Inverclyde and Clyde Valley.
Apparently, Inverclyde recruited incredibly
well. So I'm assuming they've, if they've recruited incredibly well, then they've pitched players from probably Glasgow, EKP.
Yeah,
and maybe even Clyde Valley,
even Aberdeen.
That's a long journey, bro.
Is it a long journey?
Yeah, that's a long journey. Like
I don't know the
Aberdeen's up here, fucking Inverclyde's down here.
Oh Lord,
it's a long. It's like it'd be like living in London and going to play for Norwich.
Oh Lord, yeah, no, okay.
So a few guys who play for Clyde from Dundee and Dunfermline's, always rooting for those guys. Chuck the ring into Montoom, and Mordor is no longer a fortress. That's exactly right. You don't have to make the trek to Mordor anymore. But no, like legitimately. Hi. What? Just put it in the fridge. Put it in a cupboard.
Well, fine. Domestic stuff. Let's go.
Mate. Yeah, no one would want to go play for Norwich. That's why everybody left Norwich. But like legitimately, I don't feel like I can accurately comment on what's going to happen in the fucking Scottish League, because I've got no idea.
Yeah, because if you're not up there, you're not going to know anything, is it?
Yeah, no, I'm not watching the games. Yeah, that was AI. It was me speaking to AI. There's nobody else here. It's just my cats. I was speaking to my cats. Yeah, it's like, and the thing is, I'm kind of tempted to keep going and run with the bit, because I know, like, we've literally had somebody chirp in the chat now because we picked against Inverclyde and it's got them all pissy that they've come out and put close to 50 on Highland, and we said that they were going to lose. But the reality is,
we don't know anything.
We got no fucking clue, mate.
Scottish League, the Scottish division is probably the only division that I will know nothing about.
95% of my input of the Scottish division, comes from this man, from Tony. It's like half the stuff that I know about the Scottish division comes from Tony. I was saying it'd be good for my street cred if you could walk in mid-stream. Wasn't sure you said girlfriend at the door if she was human or feline. 60 for the Vikings. Yeah, he was number 60 for the Vikings. It was literally I was standing on the sideline. And he came off the field and he walked past. He's like, "Hey, podcast man," in a Geordie accent. But no, it's the like, yeah. I think let me just make the fucking. I'll make them now. I'll make the little name cards for the Scottish teams because I got no fucking clue. I got no idea who's going to beat who in that division.
So you just need to put in that hat Goliaths or Tigers for next week. That's it.
Yeah, I was going to say because that's the other thing. It's like the Glasgow is supposed to be really good, but yeah, all right. Yeah. Goliaths and Tigers. You say are the two teams playing this coming week. All right.
Yes, Goliaths and Tigers.
All right, here we go. There's
okay.
Goliaths, Tigers. Scottish teams losing to teams people had them beating. Theme of the weekend. No, I had Newcastle winning. Thank you very much.
I had these killed.
Nobody had Merseyside winning, so stop that. Stop that. Right, let's jump into the Prem. We did talk at nauseum about both the Cambridge and Bristol games.
Yes, we did.
So if you haven't seen us talk, Cambridge and Bristol and Newcastle EKP. If you haven't seen us talk about that, it's at the start of the show. We both talked ad nauseum about both the Newcastle EKP game and Cambridge and Bristol.
And if you weren't watching the highlights and the stories that I put up yesterday, then yeah, I was live there, so we've talked.
I put up no highlights and no stories. I just watched the game
because you're just lazy.
The other Prem game was the mate. Also 4:00 kickoff. Not a fan.
No,
not a fan of a 4 o'clock. No,
it's coming to summer. You know the sun's gonna stay out a bit longer.
Yeah, I'm not, mate. I suppose it's because I did nothing for the Sunday, and then I was like, oh, it's 3 o'clock. I should probably get on the road and head to the game. But then, like by the time the game finished, and it was like because you want to get food at the game, but it's like mid-afternoon, and you're like, I don't want my dinner to just be a fucking hot chips from the.
That's a fair point.
So by the time game finished and everything, it was like 7:45. Like didn't get home, cooked dinner, eating at like 9 o'clock. Not a fan of a 4 o'clock kickoff. I'm just a miserable cunt. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word actually.
Probably not.
Right. The other Prem game. Edinburgh kicked the living snot out of Merseyside.
Well, it's not like we were expecting anything different.
No, we were not. I don't think anybody who has any knowledge of Britball whatsoever was expecting anything different.
Like I know I got people that I know that play for Merseyside, but unfortunately, I don't really have high expectations for this.
Are they on antidepressants?
I don't know. Maybe. No, but
life is not good.
The thing is, Merseyside again are lucky to. Oh, hi, is that Luigi?
I was gonna try just pretend that's not happening.
Oh gosh, what in the world,
mate? Luigi, so cat number 3, is much more of a dick. Gets much more involved than cats number 1 and 2.
That was funny.
Mate, I'm terrified he's going to close the stream because he's going to walk on my keyboard.
That was funny. I loved that. That was brilliant.
But there's the weekly cat update.
What was I saying? Yeah, that's
Merseyside. I asked if they were on antidepressants.
I don't know, maybe, but it's one of those ones where, you know, they were lucky to stay up last year because of a technicality that, you know, a game didn't get played. So they just had a year to delay the inevitable of them being relegated down to Division 1 again. So I guess they might as well enjoy it while they can.
They did, yeah. They got to stay up. They got to stay up on a technicality.
Yeah, so it's hard to see, it's hard to watch. Just hope that they're not like who was it a couple of years ago where they had 600 points scored on them in 10 games. So
I think it was either Sandwell or
I think it was
Sheffield. It was either Sandwell or Sheffield.
I think it was Sandwell maybe.
Yeah,
but again, it's not something that I hope to see, but 600 points is a lot. And at the moment, they're on track to getting 600 points potentially scored on them.
Are they?
I think they will, because when they play against when they play against Titans, the way that the Vikings potentially their offense looks,
true.
It may turn out to be one of those situations.
On the aggregate.
Yeah.
All right. So let's jump into this week's predictions then.
We have 15 games.
Is it just 15?
Yes. What are our standings? What are our
you want to know? Okay. So
I want to know this because I know that I've screwed up big time.
Right. So currently, in terms of so I've given us a draw per se, just because of the Wolverine Surge game.
Yes.
Because we've both picked opposite ways. You've picked the Lanks Wolverines and I've picked the Surge for that.
Yeah.
It's postponed, so we'll revisit that when it comes to it. But at the moment, that's listed as a draw. Okay. It's a split decision. So through 2 weeks, you are 19, 16, and 1.
Oh, that's not good.
So you're batting just over 500 on predictions.
That's not good.
You went 9 and 8 last week. You went 10, 8, and 1 this week.
It's better, but it's still not good.
Through 2 weeks, and this is where I say, love to see the scores excluding Div 1. Yeah. And this is where I say fuck you to everybody who says I don't know what I'm doing, because I don't, but I don't like you telling me I don't know what I'm doing. I'm currently 25-10.
No, I'll go get 6 games this week.
Yeah, you're six games back.
Ooh,
so
okay.
I went 12 and 5 last week. I'm at 13, 5 and 1 this week because of the postponed game.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna stop.
So you got to pick some upsets, bro. You got to pick some upsets.
I got to be tactical when I pick my upsets.
Yeah, you do.
That's gonna be the truth. All right, so we go off. We're gonna go back.
We go Div 2 first. So
yeah.
Fire it up with Div 2.
Start back with Division 2. Division 2 West. Berkshire Renegades versus Coolball Monarchs. It's at Berkshire Renegades.
Berkshire. And you're from England and you don't know the difference between Berkshire and Berkshire.
Oh, whatever. I'm going with the Renegades.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I said, just fucking fire Cornwall off into the sea.
Yeah, going with the Renegades.
Yeah, no. If that even comes remotely close,
I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
I'll be very, very shocked.
Yeah.
We have Colchester in Division 2 East. Colchester Gladiators versus Ipswich Cardinals.
Whoo!
See, now this is where a game that I could potentially go and be like, yeah, go with that, but I'm not. I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna go with the Glads.
Yeah, I'm taking the Glads as well.
I can't be stupid and try and do it on the games that will be obvious who potentially will be the winner.
I don't know if this will be obvious, but I do think the Glads win it.
The Glads should win it. They to me, they will be the favorite.
On paper, they are the better team.
If they lose, oh my god.
If they lose, hey, I'm picking the Glads as well. So if they lose, you don't. It's not the end of the world.
No, it's not. But I'll just be shocked. In Division 2 Northwest, Lancashire Wolverines versus Sandwell Steelers.
So Lancs have yet to play. Obviously, they were supposed to play this week. They've missed out. So their first game is not until week 3 now.
Yeah.
Sandwell played last week and have had this week off.
Yes. And Sandwell are 1-0.
1-0.
And it's at the Wolverines.
So Martin's going to be at the Colchester Ipswich game.
Okay.
Because obviously we found out his son plays for the Cardinals.
Yes. So I'm gonna go. Oh Lord, I'm gonna somehow regret this. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
I'm taking the Steelers as well.
Oh, god damn it!
Yeah, I'm taking Samuel as well. I have to wait and see for Lancashire. Like last year, Lancashire was so fucking hot and cold, and they were cold a lot more than they were hot. Oh, Martin's reffing the game for the Ipswich, so he's going to be at the Ipswich game because he's reffing it. So
is that not like
bias?
Yeah,
because your son plays. Mate, you think BAFA's got the fucking refs to be able to be kicking people off a cruise for bias?
No, they don't. All right.
Get the fuck out of
So
here.
Lancashire haven't played, so they're still up in the air. Who knows what they're going to do?
Yeah, I have no idea. We have no idea what they look like this season. Samwell squeaked out a 2-point win over the Lee Miners 2 weeks ago. Well, last week, sorry. But yeah, we'll.
He has to behave. I love it.
Yeah, son hates it. Right, Martin, we need to talk to you about phrasing. Son hates it when I do him, as he has to behave. Just need to have a quick conversation around about sentence structure there, Martin. If you could please just edit. Moving on. Right, NFC 2 East. Home team Gateshead Senators
versus Wakefield
District Raiders.
I'm going Senators.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
No,
you're not pulling one back on me on this one.
Yeah. Then we have Division 1 West. We have Hereford Stampede versus Somerset Wyverns. No Diddy.
No Diddy. Hashtag no Diddy.
I want to have faith in the home team, but I'm going with I'm going with Somerset.
I'm going with Somerset as well. I think we got shook watching them play the Apache, and I don't know if that's a proper indictment of what they'll look like in this division. It could just be that the Apache are
that good.
That good, exactly. Yeah. So
talking about the Apaches, we have Bournemouth Bobcats versus Bristol Apache at Bournemouth Bobcats. I feel that the Apaches are probably going to go undefeated in this division this season. So I'm going with Apache.
Yeah, I'm taking the Apache as well. We've seen Bournemouth struggle out the gate, drop the game to South Wales, who then South Wales went and beat.
Yeah.
They dropped the game to South Wales, and then South Wales got comfortably beat by Somerset.
Yeah.
So, we can't. We've already talked about the fact we can't just say just because this team beat this team.
Yeah.
By this amount of points, it works out. This team will beat that team by X amount of points. But I do think the Apache win this game comfortably.
Yes. Division 1 Central, we have Oxford Saints versus Portsmouth Dreadnoughts.
Micah's English is my weak point, as you've heard. Mike is the weakness on the math side of things. So,
so it's at Oxford Saints.
It is at the Saints.
I think this is where we're gonna be going two different sides.
We haven't seen the Saints play yet.
Exactly, but we've seen Portsmouth played already.
We had Portsmouth played. They lost quite convincingly to Rushmore last week, 33-14.
You know what? Oxford, I'm taking you.
You're backing the Saints.
I'm backing the Saints.
When the Saints come marching in. You are right. We are going against each other. Yeah. I am taking the Dreadnoughts.
I'll take the Saints on this one.
Yeah, no, we'll be picking the Dreadnoughts. I think Farnham is Rushmore.
Rushmore, not Farnham anymore.
Just dead naming them. I think Rushmore's a very, very good team. So I don't know how much I'll take a look at that 33-point loss.
You better, Martin. You better.
I'm going to back the Dreads.
Okay. All right, now we have probably one of the games of the week in Division 1. Division 1. London Hornets versus Wembley Stallions. Oh, what?
Saints played Ipswich in pre-season. It was a one-score game in their favour, so Saints beat Ipswich. Dreadnoughts, so obviously, remember, Ipswich is a Div 2 team.
Yeah.
And then Dreadnoughts looked good last year when he reffed them. The Dreadnoughts did look good last year.
What do they have their players this year?
I'm not sure. But We're not talking about either of those anymore. We've
Nope.
moved on.
So we have London Hornets versus Wembley Stallions.
Is it much of a journey to get from Stallions to Hornets? Like, is there a home field advantage?
They're both London.
Yeah.
They're both London. So it's it's probably like 20, 30 minutes. It's not that long. It's not that long of a drive. And it's at London Hornets.
Yes.
Haven't seen Hornets. Have you seen Hornets play? Have they played yet? They haven't played yet.
Oh, I don't know.
And these two usually have.
They have not played.
These two usually have tough games.
I remember last season it was quite closely fought between the two of
them. But if Wembley Stallions are rocking up with 50 on the sideline, I don't know what recruitment London Hornets have done. I'm hoping that we have good Stallions this week.
Yeah, what Stallions are we getting?
I'm hoping that we get good Stallions this week, but I'm going to take the Stallions to beat the Hornets.
You're going to take the Stallions? Yeah, we haven't seen the Hornets play yet. Stallions ran Rushmore close. I'm going to take the Stallions as well.
Wow, you
Stop picking the layups, bro. That's all I do. That's why I'm ahead of you.
Then we have the other number one game in Division 1.
This one's going to be
East Kent Mavericks versus the London Olympians.
Mate, they're both looking good.
They're both looking good. Olympians have played one game. East Kent Mavericks have played 2.
Yes.
East Kent Mavericks have had more time to work out their kinks in game, whereas
working out who's got what kinks, and
whereas the Olympians have beaten up on a bad Norwich team.
They have beaten up on a bad Norwich team.
So what will happen if the Olympians face up against a good team with a good defense and a good offense? Is the very good question, and they have to travel.
That's the question that I'm asking you right now. What will happen?
I'm gonna
pick a fucking team.
Shut up! I'm going through my process. I'm gonna say East Kent Mavericks are probably gonna win this.
I'm gonna take the O's.
I'm gonna say East Kent are probably gonna win this.
I will. Yeah, well, I'll give you a chance to get another point back. I'm gonna take the Olympians. Mate, I'm a sucker for a 60-point performance. Like you put 60 on somebody, I'm gonna
that's
be a
fair.
prisoner of the moment and take notice.
That is fair. That is a fair statement.
Is Martin going to be riffing this one as well? It might be. It's going to be a strong test of the Mavs, considering how strong the O's defense is, and considering how biased Martin is.
These Mavericks on 10 games in a row and unbeaten in their last 14. Yeah, but that was also in Division 2, and they also basically took all of East Kent Exiles players last year to East Kent. So again, they have Prem level players at East Kent, so they should be able to take the win. But we will see.
Yeah, but at the same time, O's only got relegated 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
O's got relegated 2 years ago, going 0-10.
Yeah. So, they could very easily still have Prem level players as well. So
I said it prior. They always recruit athletes. I don't know how they do it, but once their players learn how to play the game, then their players tend to run along to other teams.
You're gonna take East Kent. I'm gonna take the O's.
East Kent.
Sucker for putting up 50 points on your last opponent.
Oz
loves a burger with the bacon on top. That's a 60-point burger. You are damn right. I love a bacon cheeseburger. Hit me.
Division 1 Midlands, Shropshire Revolutions versus Leicester Panthers.
So Luke's just saying they didn't take that many exiles.
You took at least 7 to 8.
Right. Okay. Shropshire Revolution, Leicester Panthers. We've seen the Revs play. Lost their first one, came back, won their second one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, and it's at home to the Revs. I'm gonna take the Revs on this one.
We haven't seen the Panthers play. Last time we saw the Panthers, they were getting relegated from the Prem.
Yes.
I'm gonna take Leicester.
Okay.
So there's another chance for you to
another chance to take it,
to catch up,
or
move further behind.
Then we have NFC North, Sheffield Giants versus Chester Romans. Chester Romans. I'm not gonna waste my time with the Giants right now after doing that.
I don't know if it's wasting your time, but
I'm not gonna pick. I think I'm gonna take the team that should
Running hot from a nice victory, 23-point victory, at which point they seemed a lot more dominant against Humber. Humber beat the Giants, so a little bit of Britball logic there. Humber beat the Giants, Romans beat Humber, Romans beat the Giants.
So we have Humber Warhawks versus Yorkshire Rams, who are playing their first game this week as well.
First game of the season, and it's at Humber. Now, it's not that big of a journey because Yorkshire leads Humber and Hulls. It's only about an hour or so it's not it's not the end of the world.
So I'm going to be a stickler, and I am going to. We haven't seen the Rams play, so this is where.
So the Rams have been a fixture in Div 1 for multiple years. They've been sort of floating mid-level. They made a push for playoffs, not last year, but the year before, the year that EKP got promoted.
Yeah.
I think all three of them were like 8-2 or something. Like EKP, Yorkshire, and Newcastle were all like 8-2 at the end of the season, or 8-2, 7-3 around that area. So. But last year, down season, I think they went 6-4 or 5-5.
I'm gonna go Rams.
Taking the Rams?
Yeah, I'll take the Rams.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna third time lucky. I'm gonna take the Warhawks.
Okay. Now we have this. Now we have Division 1 Scotland.
Right.
Everclyde Goliaths versus Tigers. Don't know anything about these teams, but Everclyde.
Right, let me hang on. I need my.
Are you really looking for? Are you really gonna pull it out of her?
Yeah, 100%. I got no fucking clue what's going on in this division. So I've got my cat's treat box. I've chucked them in my cat's treat box. So have a rummage around. Make sure I don't pull out a cat treat. Oh fuck! I've just summoned the cats because I've been shaking the treat box. Right. What do we got?
I'm gonna go Goliath.
We're gonna open it up for the folks because I got no fucking clue about this division in the slightest.
And you have probably, I'm guessing, Goliaths, which
I have no idea. Right, there we go.
Goliath. All right, so we both got Goliath.
We both, yep. So if you play for Glasgow and then you end up beating Inverclyde, don't get all fucking chirpy at me.
Yeah, let's not.
This is not an educated guess. I've got no idea what happens in Scottish football.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Goliaths.
Right, we're up to the Premiership. We have Solent Thrashers versus the London Blitz.
Oh, it's not a question of who wins, but it's by how much.
Yes, it's gonna be. I'm gonna go with Blitz.
That's how Ryan does his draft picks. No, you don't, mate. You trade those away.
I'm gonna go with Blitz.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So someone actually asked us. I skipped past the comment. Zach, what's your honest opinion on the Solent Thrashers this year? Jokes aside, I think they get relegated.
Yes. They lost a lot of. Again, they lost a lot of players. I hope that they could put in a good showing, but at the moment in time, you had a 10-point lead and you blew that 10-point lead to a newly promoted team in their first game in the Prem. It doesn't give a good showing. To be honest,
new head coach, a lot of players are gone.
Yeah.
I don't think they win a game this season. I think they go 0-10. I think they get relegated.
If they do win a game, they'll potentially split it with maybe Blitz potentially, but it'll then be how many points do they?
Yeah, I don't know. I still think it's a full step down from the Blitz and Cambridge level to get to Solent. So
it's a tough one. So we'll see on Sunday.
It's a rough season. Obviously, they're always like an established club, so to speak.
10 years deep.
They can bounce back in Div 1, but I do not think that they win a game this year, and I think they will be a Div 1 team next year.
And who did you pick?
I'm picking the Blitz. 100% picking the Blitz.
And then we have Premiership North. I'm guessing it's going to be the game of the week for Sport Tank and potentially.
Well, the Breens picked the game of the week, so we could very easily see Inverclyde and Glasgow picked as the game of the week. They give preference to the Scottish teams.
Oh Lord. Oh, Lord. So we have Newcastle Vikings versus Manchester Titans, a 4 p.m. kickoff at Newcastle Vikings.
I can't promise I'll be there.
Oh, damn.
Making no promises, mate. That £5 gate fee caught me off guard.
As much as I know, I'm going to get messages from the Vikings players saying watch this space, which I already have. I am going to go with the Titans. If there's an upset, then good lord, I'll be very, very shocked, and I think everyone else would be. So yeah, I'll go with the Titans.
It will be a big upset. Like, to everybody not in the Newcastle camp, if Newcastle win this game, it will be a mammoth fucking upset.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Newcastle guys will be going into the sitting there thinking like, we're a fucking great team. We can beat them.
As everyone should do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, so, unless you're a joke of a fucking organization, but that's a conversation for another time. But I just, at this moment in time,
I don't think anyone's really.
I don't think I can I don't think I can't with a good heart say that Newcastle are going to beat them because I haven't seen them play them yet.
No.
Manchester, what was it? Fucking 32 games. They've lost one game in 32. They're 19 unbeaten. And that 19 includes 2 years in the Prem. So back-to-back national championships. So
then they're trying to go for a three-peat. So
they are the best team. They are the best team in the country. I think they proved that. I think Newcastle can give them a good run, but I'm still taking the Titans as well.
Yeah. So that's the rundown. Now,
D1 winners prediction. We talked about this in our first week. You had East Kent.
Yes.
We both for the North. It was East Kent. Sorry, that's not
for the South.
That's
it was
not geographically accurate at all.
For the South,
the North was Nottingham, and the South was East Kent.
Yes,
what our D1 winners were.
Correct. I do have one question for you though.
Oh, fire away.
I do have one question. Where do I go this week? Do I go watch Solet versus Blitz?
No, don't do that to yourself.
Do I go East Kent versus Olympians, or do I go Hornets versus Stallions?
Nah, ooh. To be honest, I reckon East Kent Olympians, because that very well could be the team that wins Div 1 in the South.
Very true. I'll have a look at my travel time and
so Mikey's just said that Newcastle's a late kickoff to help get rest to Gateshead. With that, as it's an early kickoff because Gateshead I think is playing at 12.
Yeah, Gateshead kicking off at 12.
Yeah, and then the rest will make the journey. Yeah, because Gateshead's at home, Newcastle's at home, so it'll be the same crew that do the Gateshead game that do the Newcastle game. But yeah, again, another 4 p.m. kickoff. I might be there, I might not. I don't want to make any promises.
Yeah,
but
I
suppose I've just sat there and said I can't pick Newcastle to win because I haven't seen them play Manchester. This is my opportunity.
Yeah,
this is my opportunity to see them play.
It will be streamed. From I've already been told it will be streamed. Well, they have a good streaming system set up. To be fair, so can't really decline that. So but I might be at a Division 1 game this week.
I reckon go see. I reckon Mavs Olympians will be a good game.
Yeah, I think so too.
Plus, you know a lot of people. You'll be. Maybe welcomed, maybe shed on.
Maybe not.
Dan,
honest.
we have gone through D2. This is the prediction. So if you want to know about any game, type your comment quickly and I will answer it.
Yeah.
Come on down to Moncton.
Where's Moncton?
Where the fuck is Moncton? I feel like I'm going to look like an idiot because I feel like Moncton is probably in my area. No, it's not. It's not.
Where is this? What?
It's either there's a village in Scotland. No, but there's also a village in England, and it's in Kent. It's in Kent.
Oh, okay. So I guess it is.
I'm guessing that's where the East Kent game is.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Oh, it's the Gateshead home ground. Just told people it's Scotland. Just told people it's East Kent. It's actually Gateshead's home ground.
Oh Lord.
Who's Gateshead playing?
Gateshead are playing Wakefield.
Wakey.
Why don't you make a full day of it and travel with the refs?
No.
Yeah.
12 o'clock kickoff. I might be out of bed by then.
Although it is the North London derby, so
we'll see. I can't commit to being anywhere. But
no.
Dan, if you've got your question about Div 2, no, cool. Right, so we've got 15 games. The games that we have split is Oxford Portsmouth.
Yeah.
East Kent, London Olympians.
Yeah.
Shropshire, Leicester.
Yes.
Yorkshire, Humber.
Yes.
So they're the 4 that we've split.
There's 4 games that I can catch up on.
You got 4 games that you can catch up on.
Catch up on 4. Okay.
Or you can fall even further behind at the moment. Yeah, just for anybody who's come on late. In terms of picks so far, Micah has picked 19 right. 16 wrong. I was about to say 18 wrong. 19 right, 16 wrong, and I have picked 25 right and 10 wrong.
And my 16 ones that were wrong were the ones that I just thought I could get. You know, yeah. Let me not get into it. Let me not.
Mate, honestly, two of our picks being wrong is just back in the Stags.
Yeah,
One thing on the D2 results is pray for Donny. I think Donny get a break. So that's their prayers have been answered. They've spent the past 2 weeks getting absolutely fucking worn like a glove. So they get a week off.
Oh boy. Right.
Any last thoughts? Anything else you want to touch on?
No. Pictures for the Cambridge Cats versus Bristol Aztecs game will be out later on in the week, and that's pretty much it.
Where can they find those pictures?
Over at Emrich Photography or Emrich Sports. Just keep a lookout.
On what platforms?
Instagram or Facebook for Emrich Photography.
Man, you need to learn how to plug yourself better.
I do. I really do. But it should be hard to find me.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I am Oz. That's Micah. This has been the rundown for week 2. Looking forward to some great sports. You'll see Micah possibly at the East Kent game. So if you see him, go say hi. Don't be a fucking dick about it. You may see me at the Gateshead game. If you see me, don't say hi. Do be a dick about it.
To be fair, he'll probably be at the Newcastle game more like.
Just if you see me, mind your business. Right? I don't want to talk to you.
Take pictures. I do want to see pictures.
I'm having a day out with my girlfriend. All right, mind your business.
I want a picture with a caption: "A wild Oz."
A wild Oz.
There we go.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Oz. That's Micah. We will be back 7:30-ish next week.
Yep. Have a good one.
Peace.